Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So have you ever bought something, got really excited about it, but then actually never use it? This has happened to me an awful lot growing up, right? And it still happens now in my 30s. Whether it's that new book you buy with excitement but never read it, or maybe a new pair of shoes or some yoga clothes. Why do we do this and how can we stop? I'm going to go through the top tips and delve into the psychology behavior as to why we do this and how to overcome it so we can save a bit of money here. So the first tip is the aspirational shopping. We're buying for a life that we don't live. So in my case, I'm terrible with books, right? I was never a good reader when I was a teenager. I'm probably a little bit dyslexic and was never diagnosed, right? But every time I pass a feckin' bookshop, even now, I always like to go in, and I particularly love, fine arts and things like that. So I will usually pick up a book about an artist or even some poetry or something like that with great intentions to read it and, get off the screens and be more of a bookworm. But what I'm doing there is I'm doing aspirational shopping. I'm hoping and wishing for a life that actually I don't have because I'm not a big reader. So do you guys ever do this? It might be stuff like gym gear. Maybe in your wildest dreams, you just wish to have a six-pack and to be really buff and into the gym. But maybe, you are just not that kind of person. So if you're going to buy a really expensive like Lululemon gym set to hope that you will turn into that person, that's not really how life works. So this is how we kind of waste money on buying stuff that we don't actually use. And a way to counteract and fix this is to do the past behavior test. So before you buy something, you can ask yourself, hey, have I done this behavior or have I used this sort of item in the last month? For example, have I gone to the gym in the last month or have I picked up one of my many books in the last month here at home? And if you probably haven't, if you're like, no, I haven't done that in the last month, then you probably shouldn't buy another book or another set of gym clothes. Or if you really want to change your behavior and get more into the gym, for example, you can of course buy, cheaper alternatives. You don't have to go straight for the £200 Lululemon gear, okay? You can get them in places like Uniqlo and pay a fraction of the price. So of course, if you want to change your habits and be a healthier version of yourself, it's okay to buy gym gear, but what I'm saying is not to fork out hundreds and hundreds of pounds for it to gather dust in your bedroom. Number 2 is the sunk cost fallacy, aka keep buying more of the same thing. For example, let's say you've spent about £200 on this gorgeous pink jumper, but when you bought it, you realize, hey, I don't have anything to go with this, so that's why you don't wear it. So maybe you start to buy some pink accessories to go with your pink jumper, okay? That's falling into sunk cost fallacy, where you keep buying more of similar things so you don't feel like you've wasted money on that first item that you bought. And a way to fix this is honestly just to accept the loss. If you'd spent money on the pink jumper, just accept, hey, that wasn't the best choice in the world. I never wear pink and I'm not going to keep buying pink stuff so that it would match it, okay? If I'm never going to wear it, I'm just going to sell it on Depop or eBay or even just give it to a friend, okay? Accept the loss. Or before buying more, you can ask yourself, am I buying these new pink accessories to fix a past problem or do I actually need these accessories in my life? Everyone should have a budget where you've got needs, wants, and savings. So it's okay to have some wants in your life. But if you're only buying more stuff to counteract a problem or to fix a problem in something that you bought previously, you really just have to pause and think, hey, is this the best use of my money? Number 3 is the identity illusion, because why buying things can feel like self-improvement. Some people get confused with owning something means you're becoming something. Like that original example of owning yoga gear, so that means you're a yoga person, That's not how life works. Or maybe you buy a book on productivity that doesn't make you productive, but you might feel in your mind and soul that if I pick up this Ali Abdaal feel-good productivity book, that means you're productive, even if you've never read it. That's not how it goes. So when we try and separate that out, we will start to really visualize and see, okay, hey, I've been wasting my money in this certain aspect of life. It's okay because now you've realized what you've been doing and you can put that money into bettering yourself rather than trying to portray an image of being stylish and very expensive, even if you've paid for all of that on your credit card. So ways to kind of fix this problem if you fall into this bucket is to prove it. So if you want to be that productive person, before you buy a productivity book, maybe go and be productive before you buy the thing. So maybe go and, sort out your Outlook calendar for the week. That would be productive. Or maybe just get a sheet of paper and write out your to-do list for the week. If you start to become that thing, you more likely won't need the items that you're thinking of buying. Another way to counteract this is to ask yourself, would I still buy this item if no one saw me? So if I didn't tell everyone or show anyone that I bought a book on productivity, would I buy it in the first place? If it was just you in this world by yourself, would you buy that item? And yes, that sounds very dramatic, right? But if you really struggle with buying loads of things and you don't actually use them, you really do have to strip back and understand what's the drive there and what's causing that. Number 4 is the decluttering guilt. And I'm rolling my eyes because I do this so much and I didn't even realize I was so bad at it. And it's something that I really have to restrain myself on, right? And what this one is maybe you've bought too much stuff, right? For example, all my books, right? So in order to counteract that, you buy more stuff to try and store it or organize it. So in my example, because I had a lot of books, I bought extra bookshelves, aka spent more money on books, even though I never read the books in the first place. And this also ironically happened with me with washing, which is hilarious. And even though I recently did a video about getting rid of 50% of my stuff, I still fall into this bucket, right? I had basically had too much clothes and too small of a wash basket. So what did I do? Instead of getting rid of clothes last year, okay, I bought a second washing basket, right? And it's just so like ironic and hysterical when I think back now, when I'm like, why didn't I just get rid of stuff rather than buying more stuff to hold more stuff? Like, it's just so backwards. Does anyone else fall into this decluttering guilt? And if so, let me know your examples below, because I just really fall into it naturally, and it's something that I like purposely have to be better at every day. And doing that even small task of going through my wardrobe and getting rid of 50% of my stuff was a real life lesson that I did recently, and it's changed how I live here. So I think I'm going to try and start doing more minimalist-ish videos alongside personal finance. If that's something that you think would benefit you guys, let me know down below. That'd be helpful. So of course, if you fall into this decluttering guilt like myself, you should try and do a one in, one out strategy, which is what I try and do now. So if you really want a new jumper, maybe look through your wardrobe now and go through things and say, hey, do I wear all of these items of clothing? If I don't, maybe donate or sell some of them before I bring a new item in. And of course, instead of just organizing, aka buying more boxes to store stuff in, maybe you should start subtracting. So getting rid of stuff you don't wear. Of course, you can sell it and make a few bob from it, right? Or just donate it and give it to the local charity shop. The 5th tip is to rewire your brain and be happy with what you have. So I love talking about the 3-day rule, and it massively helped me a lot when I felt like I was just impulse buying. And what this is hey, if you see something online or even in a shop in your local area, you wait 3 days before you buy it. And most likely you'll either have forgotten about it or realize, hey, I don't need another jumper, I don't need another coat, so I'm just not going to buy this item. When you put a little bit of a boundary in place for yourself, you're really going to help yourself out and not impulse buy or buy stuff that you're never going to wear or use. And also to practice gratitude. When you look around your flat or your house right now, like how many items do you actually have in the room that you're sitting in? You probably have an awful lot, and you tend to take them for granted, okay? So before the next time you go into a lovely bookshop, have a look around your home first, okay? I am the culprit of this. And really understand, what do you have here right now? I probably have hundreds of books, so I don't need to go into a store and buy another thing. I'm just going to enjoy the stuff I have here now, because realistically, it would probably take me years to actually read all of the stuff that I've bought here. So I don't need to keep buying more to try and get that dopamine rush. A lot of the time when we impulse buy, it's usually we're trying to make ourselves feel better or get that rush of adrenaline or dopamine to give us a spike of happiness. But when you start to strip everything back and be happy and grateful for what you have right now, it will really help you change your mindset and prevent this impulse shopping. Which of these tips resonated with you most? Let me know down below. For me, it's definitely the decluttering one. It's still so embarrassing to even talk about that I do it so often, and I'm really trying to be conscious of it. But it's really important to not be so hard on ourselves, okay? We're all human here, and a lot of this stuff is down to our mindset. So it's not necessarily down to how much money we bring in with a salary. It's usually to do with psychology, and that's why we may be wasting money or overspending. So when we start to really delve into our behaviors, everyone will be different, okay? And then we can, prevent them or see the signs that we are portraying that is making us waste money, and of course turn our life around. If this video has been useful, I would really appreciate a subscribe. I'm still fairly new. I have about 105 videos now, and I'm slowly creeping up with subscribers, very slowly. So if you found it helpful, let me know down below any other video ideas that you would like me to do, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. But yeah, thanks guys, I'll see you soon. Bye.